Tony Daly kept the secret of his sexual abuse hidden for more than 40 years.
I have processed it, but I don't accept it. It shouldn't have happened. Everything. The successes and failures, all's got to do with that, without question.
When he was just 10, he followed the family tradition and began boarding at Sydney's famous St Joseph's College in Hunters Hill. It wasn't an easy transition.
I got a bit of a hard time when I was at school. I was a bit of a chubby kid when I started. It was quite intimidating and scary because, you know, you're only a young kid living with 930 other blokes.
That's when one of the brothers at the school stepped in, apparently to help.
I did get a hard time at school, and he identified that.
But in reality, it was the beginning of a grooming process, well beyond the comprehension of a young boy.
He was saying kind words to me. You're safe here, you're okay here. So that gave me, oh, I've got a new friend.
Daly had just turned 11 when he claims the sexual abuse started. He estimates it happened around a dozen times over the next 2 years.
I just did as I'm told because I was 11 and brother told me to do that, so I did it. And that creates a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, anger.
His saving grace was rugby.
I was just one of those fat kids that could play footy.
At just 23, he was plucked from obscurity to play for the Wallabies against the might of the All Blacks in 1989.
Yeah, Dales was always a really friendly guy. He was always very funny, great sense of humour. He was an incredibly talented rugby player as well.
So the teams are just starting to come out. The Australians are on the park.
And there's Tony Daly, Chris, with the sleeve, cut right off.
Talent that saw him reach the game's biggest stage, playing and winning a World Cup for Australia in 1991.
Very close here.
He scored the only try of the match.
Great try, Daly's there. Australia has won the World Cup.
He'd achieved everything he dreamed of and more.
I identified rugby as my, life, my core, my heart, yeah.
But the sexual abuse, which he'd managed to suppress, resurfaced when he was dropped from his beloved Wallabies 4 years later.
There was always some feeling inside me that was on pause, it was in remission until it came out again.
He quickly spiralled, drinking, doing drugs, gambling, 2 failed marriages, committing petty crimes and driving whilst disqualified.
I remember sort of reaching out to him at one stage and he didn't seem that keen to be in touch necessarily.
I wish I would have gotten help a little bit earlier.
Daly hit rock bottom in 2017 when, after years of evading convictions for driving without a licence, he was arrested, faced court and a potential jail sentence.
And the judge goes, you need to give me something because I've got nowhere to go but incarceration. What's going on with you? Did something, I said, oh look Judge, he said, I got abused when I was at school. He said, he said, I knew it, you were a Joey's boy, weren't you? I said, yeah.
After 4 decades, and to his horror, his secret was now public knowledge.
I think the first feeling, and probably the predominant feeling, is sadness, because you think no one should experience that.
But over the past 4 years, and with the support of friends, he's begun to tell his story on his own terms.
It's true, you change, and you have to. I'm so privileged to be in this room and hear you talk. No,
well done, mate. It's all right. We only played in a World Cup final together.
Tony Daly is just one of many in a nation with a tragic history of child sexual abuse.
I've had so many people approach me from Joey's saying it happened to me too.
More than ever, survivors like Australian of the Year, Grace Tame, are speaking out.
We are on the precipice of a revolution whose call to action needs to be heard loud and clear.
But it's not an easy road.
The innocent, survivors and bystanders alike, are burdened by shame-induced silence.
That silence can last for decades. For some, it's a lifetime. On average, it takes women 20 years to report sexual abuse. For men, it's more than 25 years.
Particularly if men have a same-sex perpetrator, questions about their own sexuality and what that means is often confusing for them.
Daly has sought help through a support group for male victims of sexual abuse, and he's urging others to speak up.
It's awesome. I mean, Tony is so brave to do this, and if his voice cuts through because of his profile, then that's a really great thing.
I just want to get out there and tell the Joey's kids and other kids, for that matter, that you need to identify it and announce it. If you keep hiding it, it's going to get the better of you.
You've begun legal proceedings against St Joseph's.
Yes, I have. Yep.
What are you seeking?
Just acknowledgement of what happened. Acknowledgement, I want them to see what's happened and how it's affected my life.
The ABC asked Maris Brothers, which owns St Joseph's College, to respond to Tony Daly's claim that the school failed to provide him with a duty of care. It wouldn't comment on his specific case, but said it had apologised for the harm caused to children in the past. Tony Daly is still waiting for his personal apology.
Is that supposed to be hunky-dory in the Joey's family? Oh, don't worry, she'll be right, mate. Deal with it, get over it. Have another beer, score another try. Times have changed.